you were watching the
Yes,
derby,
yes,
as you
yes.
had told me.
Yes.
How was the experience? First time we were experiencing too many people in the stadium. How was it?
Yes, it was a discovery for me. To see this passion for football in India, because when we
Well, good afternoon. This is Shoujo, and I bring you Offside Adda again. Today we have a very special person with us who has been working really hard and tirelessly for Haldia International Football Academy under Philip de Rida. He is the assistant here. First of all, I will like to welcome you, Max. His name is Max Kesteloot, and he's from France. But he has some Belgian history with him as well. I will ask him the questions. But first of all, thank you for giving us your time, Max.
thank you.
I hope
also
you are
to
well.
be there in Algeria.
I hope you are well.
Yes, very.
Okay. You are very much new to our audience. Most of them do not have an idea about you. So, if we could start the interview with a little bit of introduction of yourself.
Sure. So I am born in north of France, Dunkirk. In English, Dunkirk. In French, Dunkirk. It's north of France, just beside Belgium. And I was born there, and I was a football player in Dunkirk, US Dunkirk, who played in second division in France, professional league. And I was 15 when I was scouted by RSC Anderlecht, the most famous Belgian club.
Yes, I know.
So during a tournament, they selected me. And then I moved from France at this period in the years 80s. It was very rare. And so I took the risk to let my family go there to become a professional. So I played for U16, the Belgian Championship, National Belgian Championship, U16, U17. And then I moved to, I was transferred to RWDM Molenbeek, the club of Philippe de Rida. So I was in the group of the 40 best players of the League One in RWDM. But I played in reserve, so the second team, some matches in first team, friendship match, etc. But I didn't become really professional because Ryder told me also I was not protected because I was a very strong football player physically for my generation. I was very good with head. I was very powerful, but in fact I needed somebody like Ryder to make me a better player. And I was alone in Belgium. Around me, so much international players. It was like a jungle, and everybody wanted to play. And I had not this maturity, in fact. So I played 4 years in the group of first division, reserve, etc. But I didn't have this luck to become a real professional. But I played national championship then. We could say semi-professional. And I played 5 years at this level. And then I was 24 years old. I decided, because it was an obligation to make my military service.
Okay.
And I made the choice to become a paracommando and parachutist. So I had a training during 2 years, and after two years, I was a lieutenant parachutist, and I could make my career as military. But I decided, because it was not my sensibility. So I married. I came back after my 2 years of military service in France. I came back in Belgium, and I began career as sales manager, and I married there. So I stayed 19 years in Belgium as sales manager. I continued to play at good level in Belgium, not at the top. And after 19 years, I had a divorce. And I decided after 4 years to leave Europe and to go in Réunion Island, in Indian Ocean, just beside between Madagascar and Mauritius.
Yeah, of course.
A melting pot of different culture. And I stayed there. I lived there 26 years. I had different kind of activities. I began sales manager too for an Italian company. I represented an Italian company there. And then I had my own company. And I am 60, more than 60 years, nearly 61 years now. And 2 years ago, Ryder, I was in French Polynesia because also I live in French Polynesia. I am a doctor. And Ryder asked me to come to India because he remembered, we had contact, and he remembered that I had this special mentality, this special fighting spirit. And he said that he needed me to complete this team.
And that's the story from where it all starts in Haldia International Football Academy. Well, if I ask about your youth career, you were a striker yourself.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything special for the Indian strikers who are playing right now? You know, you see Indian football. Do you follow the ISL?
Yes.
So you were watching the
Yes,
derby,
yes,
as you had
yes,
told me.
Yes.
How was the experience? First time you were experiencing too many people in the stadium. How was it?
Yes, it was a discovery for me to see this passion for football in India, because when we are speaking about India in France and in Europe, we are thinking about cricket, about baseball, about
Hockey.
hockey,
Yeah.
because you have a performance for this kind of, but football. But when I saw the image that the riders sent me about the derby and this passion and this nearly this aggressivity sometimes between supporters, it was amazing for me. And he said that there is something to do there, because you miss young people miss something to perform at the high level, for example, in Europe. And what I can say after 1 year that I am here, it's what I can see is the lack of accuracy, is the lack of character, because you have to suffer. It's football. You have to suffer. You have to accept to be out of your comfort zone, to go out of your comfort zone, and you have to be you have to develop this kind also of tactical skills, tactical view that miss here in India.
So the total football, what you guys teach to the players, the idea of Johan Cruyff, and the 360 training. The one part of this, if you could just explain our viewers what is the 360 training, and it is not just about the physical training, it is also about creating a mental capacity to become a footballer, because of course it's a very tough job. It needs discipline, it needs a idea of football itself. So how much important it is mentally for the players to understand the game for becoming a better player.
First of all, what is the way? The way is to have these abilities to manage the ball, to be the master of the ball. You begin with the essential thing is to be the master of the ball. So Philippe developed this particular method. We are constantly in movement with ball. And then after 6 months, you can see the difference with the young player. They can make a Stanley, they can make a Cantona, they can make a Zidane, they have to apply every training this kind of skills. So first is to have this technical ability, but then rapidly intensity, psychology, mentality to win. Because you can play good football, but if you don't score, what is the way? So, and as striker, I see so many people, striker could make a good center, a good head, to be efficient in front of the goal. And it's at this moment that I can give my true value. But first of all, is the technical skills that I had no when I was young, because in the years 80, I was 16, I was very powerful, I had this accuracy, I have this mentality, but personally, it missed me this kind of skill, this technical skills every day to make me a better football player. And at this moment in Europe, we didn't have this kind of person like Ryder. And he told me, Max, if you had the chance at this moment to meet somebody like me, I am sure that you played at first division and you made a good career as professional in Belgium at this moment.
So, as a developmental coach, well, one of the biggest queries and problems about Indian football team, national team I'm talking, is that after Sunil Chetri, after he leaves, we do not have a striker to start. We are trying many players. Well, they are not delivering, of course. Everyone cannot wear the jersey and perform. It's not possible for everyone to fill the big shoes of Sunil Chetri. We have a striking issue. We have a strikers problem in Indian national team. What do you think is the problem of Indian strikers? Why, as a developmental coach, you see many players right now under you. What is the problem? Why we are making midfielders, we are making side backs, we are making center backs. Why no strikers? Anything you saw as a developmental coach yourself?
Mhm. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know very much football in that. After 1 year, I cannot give you my final diagnosis. What you need, it's a specific striker. It could be somebody like Olivier Giroud, for example. You know Olivier Giroud?
Of course we do.
Very high. He has his he cures when you are a defender with a guy like Giroud, you are obliged to be very, very concentrated, but because he is very efficient. He has one occasion, poof, inside. He could not have a good game during 18 minutes, but he has one occasion and it will be in. You can have another kind of striker, more technical. For example, Mbappé is different of Olivier Giroud, but the two have their specificities, and in function of your adversary, opponent, you can put this one on this one, etc., etc. What is for me evident is the lack of accuracy, the lack of you have to be a killer as striker. Even you have to score with your point, boom, like that. You make your job.
Well, the basic things, the basic touch of a footballer or the basic passing, we teach in India very late to a player. So tactically or technically, our players are not very subpar. Their touch is not European. We always talk about this. When coaches like you come to India, you bring not just an idea of football, a different philosophy. You also bring the technical abilities, which you will share with these players, and they will develop further. Do you sense that the lack of motivation or the technical ability in the players, because where they learn that from, that's too Indian, and that's not very advanced. So do you feel that presence in Indian players? That's the basic things, like when you run with the ball, your head should be up, scanning the field. This is not in Indian footballers, in midfielders. Our players mostly play looking down at the ground. Well, you have to look up. You were screaming yesterday, and Philip was screaming in the field when I was covering the practice, that look up. When you are passing, look up. Do you think these basic things are an issue in Indian football?
There is a kind of nonchalance. Nonchalance?
Yeah.
It means we were killers. Motivation to be better than the others. Even the other player of the team are not playing good. We were thinking about our own performance before to judge the other players. And what I constate, what I see in football, in an Indian player, this lack of sacrifice for the team, spirit team, self-evaluation to be better, not to see the because you receive a bad pass. Don't judge the others, because you could make also something. Stay positive, stay focused on your way, on your will to win, and this intensity that you have to put in you. Certainly, as striker, you have to be very aggressive. I was like a poison for defenders, because my activities were 19 minutes and go and move and go and move and cross with the other striker. This lack of movement, this lack of synchronicities between the strikers. For example, at our period, it was like automatism. I played with the striker. One moment we spoke, we crossed. Even I sacrificed myself. I made a run of 20 meters, but to open away, front of the goal. I sacrificed, but the other received a good pass and he scored. It was okay. I made my job because I create something, a movement, and there is this lack of self-sacrifice because when you are 19 minutes in activity as striker, sure, when you will be front of the goal, sometimes you will miss some energy because you are always. It was specific in Belgium, 19 minutes moving. And sometimes a striker to make a run of 25 meters, 30 meters to defend also 3-4 times in the match. But for midfielder, it's a benediction when a striker make that 2-3 times in the match to make 30-meter run and to tackle. A striker, I could tackle and good tackle. So you have different personality. It depends also of the coach. You can have a striker like me, maybe not so technical, but a poison for a defender. And one occasion with it, boom, it was my personality. Sure, football today, the evolution of today, you cannot play at the top level with a lack of technique because technique today football is faster. But
Well, you have said it yourself. The lack of motivation is very much evident from the Indian footballers nowadays. You see too many players in the academy. You got talented players of yourself. What is your future planning after this? Because you are a businessman, you have your business, you have your family over other countries. You came to India.
I gave my trust to Ryder because for me it's a challenge. I was not coaching, so he gave me also his trust. So I improve myself every session. I have to improve myself, but I have this facility to see in a player. For example, you saw Umar.
He's very, very tall and very technical.
But when I met him 1.5 years ago, he was like that, He had no confidence. But I saw and I spoke to Ryder and I said, this guy had a potential physically.
He's a striker.
No, it's a defender.
Okay.
Yeah. But at the beginning, he had this introversion. He was also 14. Huh? Now he's nearly 16. But he has also this physical potentiality. Imagine a defender like him. If he's good with it, he come 2-3 times by match at corners. Boom, boom. It could be a dungeon. And a rider focused on the technical skills, that is already a different player. And he was like that. Now he's like that. He's only 16. So it is now a question of maturity and development. But I spoke with him yesterday. I said, because we have a special feeling together, because I was the first to believe in him. And now Ryder is agree with me. And I have the ambition I am sure that this guy could be in top level in India, maybe in Europe, but in India, this player one day could play if he continue his way because he is very motivated and he's listening when we are speaking with him. And it's matches for the moment, so let it go.
The innovation and the aggression.
I have to temper it sometimes because sometimes in that player I'm looking like that. Ooh, so much also writers speak with me because you cannot apply the same way of manage people in France and in Belgium and in India. You have also adapt yourself to the mentality of a country. But if you are if you can transmit this trust, they could also accept this kind of personality.
Of course. Growing up, we all have favorites, our favorite clubs. What makes us fell in love for football? Growing up in France and then in Belgium, who was the one man you always used to look up?
As player?
As a player, yeah.
My favorite, my favorite player?
Yeah.
I will surprise you because it will not. You know Chris Waddle?
Chris Waddle.
Chris Waddle was a British player. He played in Marseille.
Okay.
And if you can Google, you will see on YouTube. Chris Waddle. He played for the national team in England, but he was an artist and but it was a very, very original player. But also, he made the spectacle, and he sacrificed himself. He has his own identity become Marseillais. Favorite.
And now we were in football coaching. Anyone specifically other than Philippe? I know you look up to him. You learn a lot from him.
Yeah.
Other than him, in Europe or in India or wherever, any coach who motivates you to, learn more about coaching itself, help the players more. Any books you read about them? Anyone?
Coach Didier Deschamps.
Okay.
Didier Deschamps. Even he was very criticized about the way to play France, but he won. And he was a player. He won as player the World Cup, and he was as coach the World Cup. What a coach! Nothing to say, just to see the result. Even maybe now, certainly Zidane will be the following coach of France. Maybe he will not get the results. The genius of Deschamps is to win and to have this capacity to transmit this will to his own players. If it is not sometimes so beautiful to see. As you see, Argentina was not beautiful to see, but they apply a system, the beginning to the end, and they played for Messi. And maybe they could also succeed. I will not enter in the debate about corruption, etc. But it's a fact. As trainer, you have to have a philosophy and to apply it and to go to the end of this philosophy, and then the result give you right or not.
Of course.
So respect for Deschamps.
Well, that will be it for today. But thank you for your time, and thank you for your kind words to us. And Offside Adda will always be grateful.
And forgive me for my English, who is not completely
It's not an issue.
fluent.
It's not an issue. We're not too good as
During 25 years, I had not to speak English in Rhode Island. But step by step, I am also my English. I have also ambition to learn Hindi. If we stay here 1 or 2 years more, I will try to.
Bangla will help you more, though.
Yes, but with Hindi, I can travel in
India, of course, understandable.
And to communicate.
Yes. Okay. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever is watching, to our viewers, thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for following Offside Adda.
Thank you.
Only for you guys and your support, today we are here. We are covering the Haldia International Football Academy. These two amazing, brilliant brains and the bronze. Thank you. Stay with us. One more, something good is coming for you guys. About you, we wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
And we'll always be there, as my statement saying, ভারতীয় ফুটবল তথা কলকাতা ফুটবলের জন্য কিন্তু অফসাইড আড্ডা সবসময় রয়েছে। আমি সৌর্য, আজকের জন্য এইটুকুই। অফসাইড আড্ডাতে নজর রাখার জন্য অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ।